What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike. Joining us again is Jenny.
Hey, kitty cats.
We got a reaction to the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale coming at you. We've enjoyed the series in general. It's going to be interesting to see how it wraps up. I'm really happy to see that it's 52 minutes. We were just commenting like, man, this better not be a short episode. There seems like we got a lot of things we want to wrap up. So it's good to see over 50 minutes. Like you were saying, the first episode was the only one that was really that long.
This leaves room for a few good action sequences. I hope they really pull out all the stops.
Yeah, and I hope they really make the most of it too, because I mean, like there are a couple of things where we're like, you know, I kind of want to see that now. I mean, we have been talking about Qui Gon Jinn the whole time and how they teased it, and it's not some obligatory, like, it just actually in some ways it is, but Liam Neeson doesn't necessarily need to, like, physically appear.
No, they could have an amorphous form or a voice.
I would love it.
You know,
Everyone would
that.
love it. I think it would be really, really cool for him to appear. I mean, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. We were also just commenting about how there may be room for a second season now because Disney might have changed their plans a little bit in regard to, you know, seeing how the viewership was on this. So maybe this was originally planned as a limited series, and maybe it won't be now. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe this finale won't be what it originally was supposed to be because of that. Who knows? Like,
it really could go either way.
There could be a little bit of a soft ending.
Yeah.
So
it could be a cliffhanger, and we're gonna get Ewan back and do it again next year.
Yeah.
Or it could be this is 6 episodes. It's limited series event television, and they're gonna do it all now.
Yeah.
And we don't really know until we watch.
And you know, from one perspective, it's kind of like we already know how the story ends, so like we're just kind of like filling in these details right now. But there are new characters like Reva that have been introduced here, where like apparently her story is not done yet. She wasn't dead at the end of the last episode. So there are people that are giving theories of what could happen in this episode. We don't like to speculate too much.
Too much.
But one of the theories going around right now is that Reva, we saw her in her flashback get stabbed by Vader. So like we don't know whether that was a literal flashback or just sort of like a metaphorical one, but it seemed like it was real. So it seems like Reva got stabbed as a youngling. Vader thought she was dead, but she made it out alive and now got stabbed again as an adult.
History is repeating itself.
So some people are like, wouldn't it be funny if Grogu force heals Reva during Order 66 because he's her friend, her youngling, one of her friends, and then she's the one that helps him escape. So that could be part of her story, but we don't have much room to play around with.
And we know that she's intercepted this communication from Bail Organa, and that she's now headed to Tatooine. I think she's probably trying to use Luke as leverage to get revenge on Vader, is my personal theory about that. But
yeah, either that or now that she's been kind of, you know, released from her, you know,
bondage.
Yeah, in a sense that she may want to even help Obi-Wan protect Luke. Because, you know, who knows? But, you know, guys, there's a lot of different ways this could go. We do a lot of speculating, but we're really excited to jump in. We're going to save our conversation for afterwards. We'll see you then. Let's jump in and have some fun. Sand.
I know.
Tatooine.
Something you want to say?
I have something to say.
Oh.
You can have what's left when I'm done.
Just doing all right for somebody who got stabbed.
I'm looking for a farmer named Owen.
Uh-oh.
Great shot.
Increase firepower.
Once, Lord Vader.
Oh, he's getting a little desperate.
Yeah, he's angry now.
Oh. This is very reminiscent of the first scene in A New Hope.
I had that same thought.
Yep.
They're scared. She keeps their minds off of it.
Maybe I should borrow her too.
We need a new belt for the speeder.
Holy crap.
Broke. Owen, there's something you need to know.
Okay.
All right, go on in. Go on.
What is it?
Come on inside.
It's really hard to look at these two without seeing their entire futures.
Like the ones of them being burned right outside this doorway.
Precisely.
Ben is gone.
Whose fault is that? I'm not leaving my home. At least here we have a chance.
If we stay, we need help.
I'm not putting anyone else in danger, Owen. We're enough. You and me.
He didn't even know she had that there.
Best we get position now.
Bruce like, I'm defending my fucking home.
It's funny because in the first episode we saw what a true badass he is, and now it turns out she's one too.
Yeah.
Please tell your father I tried. I have something for you. She would have wanted you to have it.
It's empty.
Well, I wasn't going to give you a blaster layer. You're 10 years old, but you won't always be.
Oh, it was Tala's.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Come back.
You'll see him again.
I have to face him, Master. Whether he dies or I do, this ends today.
Tease.
Keep yourself safe, too.
He will.
We're tracking an escape craft. There's one life form aboard.
That's him.
We cannot prioritize one lone Jedi.
Making a lot of sense.
Just any Jedi. Follow Kenobi.
At once, Lord Vader.
If anything goes wrong, you know what to do. You run.
I'm not afraid.
It's gonna be okay.
Did he just use the Tuscans as an
I
excuse?
was about to say, yeah, he just scapegoated.
He basically just blamed the Indians for the coming invasion.
He's indoctrinating Luke to hate Tuscans.
Yeah.
Which we know he kind of doesn't, he definitely doesn't trust him in A New Hope.
I will face him alone.
So they're going to face off
This
again.
suitably grim landscape for a face-off.
She
slipped it in his pocket.
She's here.
Luke can't see her lightsaber because he doesn't know what a lightsaber is when Ben first has to explain it to him. I mean, maybe he sees a red one and he was a kid, doesn't know about it. I don't know. Oh man, the sound effects. Sounded like real engines.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, with the moon in the
What a
background.
cool shot.
Cool shot.
In the mist.
It's another real concept art, like, painterly shot.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I will do what I must.
Oh shit.
It's on!
No hesitation on that one.
Die.
What?
Let's go!
Oh, sick shot.
Yes!
Nice. Oh, great camera angles. Very dynamic.
Yes.
Good energy. Love it.
This is very creatively shot. Loving this.
This is just like Scene 38 reimagined. Nice. The form that he did where he held the saber like that's the Obi-Wan Kenobi's. Oh, sick.
I love the kind of shaky handheld camera effect.
I know.
It really is
Like I said,
dynamic.
it's so
it makes
dynamic,
you feel like
yeah.
you're in the fight.
Yeah. This is great. Oh, shit!
What?
Your strength has returned.
Yeah, buddy.
This force.
The weakness still remains.
Oh, shit. Dude.
And that is why you will
Stop it.
always lose.
Yo! He just opened up the ground, dude. Oh my god. Bury him. Well, that sucks.
Did you truly think that you could defeat me? You have failed, Master.
Little help.
You really love the boy. Like he's your own.
He is my own.
Let's go, Owen. Nice! She is injured.
Yeah, but she's still a force wielder, and he's not. He's holding his own. Oof.
Bro, she's coming!
Yo! Yeah, okay, so Luke doesn't know she has a lightsaber yet. She put it away. Give me strength, Qui Gon. Yes!
Yeah, but it's not even Qui Gon he's calling on. It's like Luke and Leia. It's he has something worth fighting for.
Yes, yes. He's to be standing right there.
Yep.
This ain't over yet, buddy. Yes!
Yeah, buddy!
Oh, Vader just took a hit. Let's go!
What? That is amazing. What? Whoa!
Oh, he's pummeling him.
Boom, 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 boom.
That was sick. Dude!
He's going for it.
Yo!
Dude!
There goes the helmet. That's how he got his scar! They just put the... That's his scar!
Oh my god!
When he takes his helmet off in Return of the Jedi. That's blatantly where his scar is. Yes!
Look at that!
There's Anakin. This happens in Rebels too, with Ahsoka. She hits his helmet. Oh my god.
Man, that's Hayden too.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
It's like a hybrid voice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
I can't. I can't.
I am not your failure,
Obi-Wan.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Oh.
Oh.
The same way I will destroy you.
Luke brings him back.
He doesn't know about Luke yet.
Bye. Darth.
Called him Darth.
He effed him up, dude. There you go, Hayden.
That was Hayden's big scene right there.
That was intense. Yeah, she won't be able to stab a child. Yeah.
She sees her little self.
I couldn't do it. I failed them.
By showing mercy, you have given them peace.
Have I become him?
No. You've chosen not to. Who you become now, that is up to you.
Okay, so she's alive, and they've...
Off in the universe somewhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like an origin story for her. Like, yeah, they could bring her into a new story now. Somewhere down the road, yeah. As a potential good guy. Didn't explain how she survived her wound.
Yeah,
Did she just hop in a back tank and they didn't
I'm not convinced. Like,
Mustafar.
She was stabbed all the way through with a lightsaber, right?
Every system within range.
Palpatine?
We will destroy everything in our path until he is found.
You
Look at this.
agitated, my friend. Perhaps your feelings for your old master have left you weakened.
Kenobi means nothing. I serve only you, my master.
That's the Vader we know.
There's music, iconic music. Damn, look at that shot.
Yeah.
Back on Alderaan. What a little badass. And she's got Tala's belt. She's discovered her signature style.
Is that a holster?
She's like, I will be dressing like this from now on. Thank you.
I love
it. You said there were many ways to lead.
Looks like I was right.
So who is it today? More cousins?
Not exactly.
Oh man.
Lula!
She's more excited about it.
Yeah, forget you, Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Well, if you ever need my help again, you know where to find me. You are wise, discerning, kind-hearted. These are qualities that came from your mother. But you're also passionate and fearless, forthright. And these are gifts from your father. Both were exceptional people who bore an exceptional daughter. I wish I could tell you more.
Will I ever see you again?
Someday. If you ever need help from a tired old man.
Goodbye. Obi-Wan.
May the Force be with you.
Oh, Star Wars music there. In case you weren't emotional enough already. Okay. Still gotta take that to Luke.
The toy.
So Luke and Obi-Wan are in proximity with each other here.
The only protection he needs now, Owen, is you and Beru. Take good care of him.
Oh well. Dan? You want to meet him?
Okay. In A New Hope, they do
He's
imply
like, yeah,
that
oh, you mean Ben
I wonder if he means old
Kenobi?
Ben.
Yeah.
It's
He's like
they are
local
loosely
eccentric
equated.
or something.
Yeah, yeah. And he gives him the toy. That's perfect. That's perfect. So they've met once. Hi, I'm Ben. I'm just an old crazy wizard.
Old geezer. Old crazy wizard.
That's what Owen calls him. That wizard's just an old crazy man. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, classic Obi-Wan. Hello there. Qui Gon! Qui Gon!
Master? Master? The ponytail.
Dude. Yes!
Oh, took you long enough. I was always here, Obi-Wan. Just we're not ready to see. Come on, you've got a ways to go.
Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god, season 2?
That was all that in a bag of chips.
Train me in becoming a Force ghost. Lovely cameo.
Come on! Oh my god!
I will take it.
Nathan gets the last word, as well he should.
Love it. Congrats, Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow, you did well.
Fan bloody-tastic. I'm a big fan of how that wasn't necessarily some high-flying crazy ending, that it was just kind of like they went through the business and did what they needed to do at the end there. Luke met Obi-Wan briefly, not deeply enough for them to be like best friends, but like now that explains the level of their acquaintance in A New Hope. Yeah. One of the most mind-blowing things of this episode for me was when Obi-Wan defeated Vader, which that whole fight was awesome.
That scene, that whole scene.
He hit him in the top of the head with a lightsaber and cracked it open like
which
this. Which
explains the scar.
Vader's scar now has an origin, and I feel like that, to me, that's the way I read that, because it was blatantly like right there where his scar is everyone always just kind of assumed that was like
from being messed up when he was almost burned alive. Yeah.
And like in Empire Strikes Back, you see the helmet come down from behind and he has the scar. So, that right there they were using that as an explanation for Obi-Wan.
Mind blowing.
Gave him that scar.
Absolutely mind blowing.
Absolutely mind blowing. Once again, I'm so sorry I keep forgetting her name. Props to the Leia actress.
I don't remember the actress's name, but she's just wonderful.
Props to her for that little scene where she didn't say a line. And I just read all the emotions on her face where he was explaining, those are the qualities you got from her mother, these are the qualities you got from her father, and she was very emotional without saying a line, and I was like, top tier little acting performance from that girl. Great job.
For sure. That whole sequence between the fight was so well crafted. The way it was shot was really creative. I haven't seen a lot of fight choreography shot that way before.
Dynamic was the word we used,
we both said the word dynamic. It had that sort of shaky handheld camera. Cool camera angles, low angles from the ground that were really creative. I just thought that was such an unusual and like beautiful fight sequence.
Yeah, once again, I mentioned that scene 33 Reimagined last week where they like show Vader and Obi-Wan like actually fighting, not like old men. And this was like that.
And then how intense was that when you had that like hybrid Anakin Vader voice? You could tell that was Hayden Christensen's voice, but it also had that hint of Vader. It was like the two, quite literally and metaphorically, the two are sort of battling.
Very jarring to hear that voice coming out of, even though the helmet was cracked and you could see his face. It's just.
But there's something very hopeful about that too, because again, we know that he gets redeemed. At the end of the original trilogy. And there's something very hopeful about the fact that they're battling for supremacy in that moment, Anakin and Vader, and in the beginning of the scene, Obi-Wan's calling him Anakin. And then at the end, he says, like, goodbye, Darth.
Yeah.
He knows, like, he's lost. But we know that that's, he's going to come back to us again. So there was something just really poignant about that fight between Anakin and Vader.
And actually, you haven't seen Rebels, but
no,
there is an identical scene to that in Rebels between Vader and Ahsoka. Who is the other character in the universe who has like the crazy close relationship with Anakin.
Right.
Arguably, like even closer than Obi-Wan. Yeah, but even not really. But she manages to get a shot off on his helmet and exposes his eye for a second, and then you hear that breathing, that like labored breathing that Vader does when he's injured.
Yeah.
And for a second he looks up and he's like, Ahsoka, and she goes, Anakin. And it's that brief moment where it's not Vader for a second, it's Anakin for what, and then it goes back to like, now you will die. It's exactly what happened here, where it was Anakin for a brief moment where he and Obi-Wan got to communicate for a second, where he was like, you didn't kill me. You didn't kill Anakin.
Yeah, I did.
And that was like,
that was chilling.
Now it's Vader again.
Yeah.
So you got like literally like 5 seconds, 10 seconds of Anakin. And Hayden Christensen. There you go, buddy.
Yeah,
congrats. You got to have your
great little performance out of him in that scene.
Yeah, even though it was just half of his face.
Just the voice work was actually really good in that scene. That scene was everything I could have hoped for and more.
So we're kind of touching on this last now, but I wasn't as moved by the Reva stuff as I think I was supposed to have been, but I still enjoyed that concept of her choosing not to, the choice was hers ultimately, and that is kind of reflects back on the Anakin scenario of like it legitimately, like, yes, Palpatine set up all the ingredients for him to fall in line and to make the wrong choice. But it was ultimately Anakin's choice to do the things that he did.
The Reva story, I feel like it played out pretty predictably. As suspected, she was trying to avenge the other younglings that were killed, right? By, like, taking out Vader's own. But then she couldn't do it, and then it has the little sort of obvious philosophy of, like, showing mercy is actually the strong choice. That was your strongest move. And there's something sort of beautiful and mysterious about her going off into the desert by herself, this, like, lone wolf
and as we pointed out, now that they've basically just given Reva an origin story, so that's now a character in the Star Wars universe,
right?
We're gonna like probably
encounter
be like,
again at some point, like, or at least a reference to her.
I don't think they'd leave a Force user who went through an experience with Luke and Obi-Wan who's alive. They're not
right. They're not going to waste that. Yeah,
and she's a young actress up and coming now, who's now so it makes sense that Disney just kind of set her up for her own.
So let's talk about Qui Gon. Again, all that I could have asked for and more.
Not much to say other than like, we knew it was coming.
We were trying not to set ourselves up for disappointment by being like, it could just be a voice, it could just be a cloud, and we got like the man himself, and he got the last word of the whole show.
Keep in mind, Phantom Menace came out in '99, which is 23 years ago.
Yep.
Unbelievable. So I mean, like Qui-Gon, like they didn't have to like. I don't really think they changed his face at all.
Liam Neeson just looks that
great.
good.
He just looks great. So I didn't even come. It didn't even come to my mind of like, do they have to DH him or anything? Because it just.
I mean,
looked
he was
like
kind of glowing, so that helps.
He looked a little bit older, but
I gotta say, Liam Neeson looks pretty good for. Considering how much time has passed.
We kind of talked about how they might do like a soft ending, or they didn't officially announce a season 2 or anything. I don't think there's any in the credits here. Let me double check. But they did kind of leave a little bit of a like, Qui-Gon has stuff to teach him now.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna have a Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor show now.
That sort of felt final. I mean, it definitely leaves the door open if they decide that this is a cash cow and they want to keep pursuing it, but that felt final.
It felt final enough.
Yeah,
there's enough room for them to play, I think, but they don't necessarily have to.
Right.
I'm satisfied with that. We got Qui-Gon. Nothing, it felt weird or like canon was broken. Like they kind of explained little things, like not just like Vader's scar, but like Luke and Obi-Wan did briefly meet because Owen was like, all right.
Yeah, you want to meet him.
And he give him an opportunity to actually give him the toy. So that Luke, the toy that Luke is playing with, came from Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
A lot of these little things, they're not significant, but they do add little pieces of context to those original scenes. So now, like, when you see Luke sitting there playing with the toy, you're like, oh, there's that whole story behind that where Obi-Wan gave it to him or Owen allowed him to. Speaking of Owen and Beru here got their, like, I'm going to defend my home. Like I said, Beru was like, I'm not...
Frontierswoman with her rifle.
So like you said, we have this unfortunate image of them, their skeletons charred and burning outside the homestead there, which is obviously sad. But we do get to see them here in full-on, like, Mama Bear defense mode. Like, Luke is... They referred to him multiple times as, like, where Reva said something about like, oh, like
you love him as if he's your own, and Owen said he is my own. So that was really powerful.
Owen and Beru really do full on like that's Luke is their kid.
Yeah.
And we really got to see them defending him.
Yeah.
Putting their lives on the line and being, so that once again, little pieces of context to that original story where you're like, oh, now when there's Luke and Beru and Owen are sitting down and having dinner in A New Hope and they're talking about Ben Kenobi and he knew my father. I told you not to talk about
that crazy
all
wizard,
of those lines now have more context to them, and to me, that's just like they really did a good job of helping enrich that existing material by supporting it with these other scenarios. So that I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
I did too.
Yeah,
there were some scenes that were very hard to see.
Yeah, well, that's because we're here with
Game of Thrones final battle. But I mean, yes, we're sitting in front of some bright lights.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, that was some like Game of Thrones final battle level darkness.
Yeah.
Getting
put into the pit with the rocks on top of him, like.
But what that did make for was every time Reva would start her lightsaber up, and that would be sort of the only source of light in the whole scene. It created a couple really beautiful shots in there.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, I don't know. That was a questionable choice.
I don't remember what they said that little sort of temporary planet Vader and Obi-Wan stopped off on to have their little battle with each other. I don't think they gave it a... It was just sort of a random, I'm going to go over here while you guys...
I loved that landscape. And the stuff they did with the rocks, both of them, using the Force to move entire little turrets of rock and all of that. That was so impressive.
There's a planet in Rogue One called Edu. It kind of looked like that with like tall rock formations. But hey.
I loved it. That was everything I wanted out of that final episode.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
More.
It was good. And I don't really know if there's anything more to say, really, other than...
I think this final episode was the high point of the whole series for me. I mean, we've talked about episodes we liked more than others along the way, but I think this one definitely was, like, the high point of all 6 episodes for me.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't actually really... If there is a second season, I'll be... Hell yeah, I'll be ready to watch it, but I don't, like I said, I
don't need it.
I'm satisfied and I don't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
So like I said, moving forward, I think that Reva is something that they've established as like a potential character. I don't think she has any potential to show up in the Andor series because that's kind of technically like right around the same time as this.
Right.
But I think maybe in the Mandoverse...
There were a couple little Easter eggs, though, like Quinlan Vos was name dropped.
Yes.
There were a couple little... And we haven't even looked to see, like, what other little graffiti might have been in some of those hideouts that might have even named
You're so right.
Other Jedi.
A Reva Quinlan Vos smuggling Jedi youngling scenario would be a cool story, especially if there's... Grogu.
Right, that's yet another thing where, like, if nothing comes of that, that's a fun little Easter egg all by itself, but it opens the door for him to come into the live action at some point.
Totally.
In future.
Quinlan Vos is the equivalent of an African too. He's a dark-skinned male. And in the book Dark Disciple, Quinlan Vos has a love story with Asajj Ventress, who is a dark side.
Okay. So this opens up some interesting casting possibilities and all kinds of things for the future.
I can see lots of things happening with that.
Yeah.
Could be fun. Guys, this was awesome. Really excited to hear what you thought about it. Let us know what you thought about that final Vader Obi-Wan confrontation and all that fun stuff. Qui Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson appearing in the end. I can't wait to see our reaction. That was so much fun. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below, guys. If you want to see a fully unedited reaction, go over to patreon.com/JediJive. Go check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Peace.
Bye.